Maestro Gaming presents a wobbly wagon wheel production about a nomad man. That man is the Gypsy King. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production, and as you can see, we are playing our final two games of the season. We have, of course, made sure we didn't get relegated from this league, so our main goal has been achieved. But the board, of course, wanted us to get at least 6th place, I believe. Let me just double check on that one in the Club Vision. So, Club Vision, yes, top half. So we need 6th place or above for the board, which we are pretty comfortable with. We have 1 point on HK, but of course we are playing Plater, and our second game is against KR, who are down in 8th. So we should really meet their expectation, but our personal goal was, of course, to aim for that 4th place spot. And it's going to be a rough one. I feel like we're probably going to have to win both games, and hope games go in our favour when it comes to FH. As you can see, they have a nice 4-point gap on us. So if we can win both, hopefully they lose one and hopefully draw the other, and we can squeeze in front of them. But without further ado, I'm going to head on over to pitch side, and I'll see you fine folks there in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, it is finally kick-off time for our first game of today's episode, and our team is Olaf in goals. We have Pals, runners, Johan and Karovic at the back. Our midfield consists of Raw, Magnus, Gunnar, Bajak and Roberts. Then in front of them, of course, is Harald. We then have Hodzik, Christic, Big Ears, Waller, Roker, Flowchart and Clement all on the bench. As you can see, they are going for a 5-4-1, being rather creative, and considering they are away from home, they are struggling to stay in the league. Pretty good attempt, I suppose, on trying to win today's fixture. But what does our assistant think? Our assistant thinks we should encourage the team. So, assertively, we're favoured for a reason. Go out and make sure, yeah, we're favoured for a reason. Make sure they know why we are the favourites for today's game. So, Omar Magnusson of the Icelandic Football Express, an enthusiastic fellow who we have no relationship with. It's not the best weather for football out there today. How do you think the conditions will affect your performance? Well, I don't think they're too bad. We're going to try to play our normal game, and I'm confident we can do that. Sounds reasonable to me. IA are unbeaten in 3 matches against Prater. How much of an edge does this give your team? I've made sure the players know, because their players, yeah. We need to let the players know. You're 9th in the Premier Division form table after poor recent. We need to find form quickly. We need to stop this run of draws. It's rather annoying. Prater's recent good form has them 5th in the form table. How much of a threat do they pose? They're a threat, but so are we. We're not scared of a team that is currently in the relegation zone. No, we are not. We are lining up on the pitch. All I'm scared of is having a game where we lack highlights. So please, highlights, game. Don't do it to us again. I really didn't appreciate that one highlight in the whole match. And 20 minutes in, we don't have a highlight. So you know what? We're going to demand more. And better yet, we're at home. Let's go attack him. We're going to attack them from the 20th minute. I was going to say the off, but clearly not true. That shout has run out. Show some passion, lads. These guys are in the relegation zone. You cannot go the whole half without a highlight. Thank you. Bajak whips in, back post. Harald can't get to it, but it's a penalty, folks. Ooh. Not as easy as I would have expected today's game, but I will take a victory even if it comes from a penalty. Their goalkeeper made a lovely effort at trying to get to that, but Harald put it right up against the post and got his 11th goal of the season. So, nice, comfortable penalty by Harald. As you can see, slots it away nicely. Goalkeeper just goes flying over the top of it. Pretty dull first half, though. All we have had is that one penalty highlight, and that means we are 1-0 going into half time. We've had 7 shots, they've had 1. 6 on target, they've had 1. 3 fouls to their 8 fouls, 0 yellow cards. 58% possession to 42. Now, our best performer, of course, it's been Harald. He's got 6.9 and a 75% shots on target ratio. For them is Pettersson. 4 saves held and a 6.8. Now, struggling to perform is Bajak. He's got a 6.3, no reason for it. And Stefansson with a 6.3 and also no reason for it. So let's have a little look around the league. So we have Breidablik, who is currently 1-0 at home to FH. That's a lovely one for us because we want to get that 4th place spot. We then have HK. They're currently 1-0 up against Stajanen, which we don't particularly want that in terms of trying to stay in the top half, but we are winning, so it doesn't really matter. KA is currently losing 1-0 to Afterling, which is a reasonable result for us. I believe KA is 5th. So we need them and FH to be really dropping points, so that's working for us also. Valère is currently 1-0 up against IBV. Honestly, doesn't matter to us. And Poor is 1-0 up against KR, which are a part of the chasing pack. So that is useful for us. Results are definitely going in our favour today. Our assistant thinks, though, we should try and encourage the team some more. So I said, you know what? No, passionately. How are we in terms of ratings? Hit and miss. You know what? No, I'm going to be assertive. I'm far from pleased with what I saw, lads. That was disappointing. I don't care, pals. That you know what, pals? You want to be demotivated by that? We'll bring on big ears. Get off the pitch, pals. We only want motivated players around here. If you're not going to be motivated by my half-time team talk, stay in the dressing room. We don't want you back out on the pitch. I would like to do a shout though, if the game will allow. I shall demand more. Let's focus most of them up. Johan and Runners, not really fans of it, but who really cares about Johan and Runners? We do need to take Magnus off though. Magnus is struggling for fitness. So Roka for Magnus. Roka, what would you like to do today? You know what, we'll give him box to box. Let him go box to box. See how he handles that one. And no, we'll stick with a single sub. Keep that one in our back pocket. Don't want to use up all 3 and find that we get an injury and are screwed. So we shall hold on to it. And we finally get another highlight, folks. So it is actually a highlight for them this time. Runners intercepts it though, tries a crossfield ball to Karovic. Can we get down this right-hand side? Ball up to Bajak. Bajak inside to Roberts. Roberts, nice ball over the top, doesn't get to Harald. They are now back on the attack, coming down this left-hand side. Tries a ball over the top. Victor can't get to it. Roberts to Gunnar. Gunnar to Roka once more. It's with Roberts. Roberts now over to Raw. Raw holding up possession nicely. Big Ears. Will Big Ears do anything with it? No, he gives it straight to their defence, who give it straight back to Raw. Big Ears has made a lovely run, though, and will he whip it across? No. It's headed away once more. Gunners to Johan. Johan to Bajak. Bajak coming down this right-hand side. Can he whip in across? Whips in across to Roka on the edge of the area. Terrible attempt. Terrible cross. Terrible shot. All round. Bit of a waste of time. But it looks like this game is coming to a finish pretty soon. We are, of course, in the 85th minute. They try a ball over the top. It's intercepted. Roberts just gives them it back, and it is back in possession with Prater. Dispossessed by Roberts, though, and Harald, one-on-one with the keeper, slots it away. 12th goal of the season, and that is the game finished, folks. I'm going to have a nice sip of my coffee and enjoy this beautiful moment. Hopefully the other games are staying in our favour. Fingers crossed. As we can see, FH have gone and you know, let's pause it for a second. FH stumbled in their game. HK is still chasing behind us, so that's a bit disappointing, but it does mean Stajanen. Actually, Stajanen isn't even catchable, so that doesn't really matter. KA against... Ooh, KA has gone and pulled another point back. That's an interesting one. We could do with first minute. Didn't even realise that when I was looking before. But first minute. Valère, nice 2-0 victory for them at the moment. Paul, what is... Hold up. Paul. bottom of the league. That's our next opponent. Why do I have a feeling they're going to take it out on us when we play them? I don't feel like we're going to 5-0 them. I feel like it's going to be one of those games where they upset us because they got absolutely destroyed. But it is full time here at today's game. 2-0. We had 14 shots, they had 4. 10 on target, they had 2. 7 fouls to their 15. 1 yellow card to 1 yellow card. 59% possession to 41. Now, our best performer, of course, was Herald. He got a brace and a 9 rating. But then was Ostman with a 6.8 and no reason for it. Now, struggling to perform was Pals. And, well, we left him in the dressing room at half-time. He got a 0% crossing completion ratio and a 6.6. Peterson for them was their worst performer. He had 1 mistake that led to a goal and a 6.3 as a result. Now, as you can see, there's a few different milestones. The main one, of course, being our unbeaten run continues. So, player of the match goes to Herald with that 9 rating and a brace. Our assistant thinks there's nothing specific we need to address, and I think that's reasonable. So, assertively, well done lads, good win. Enjoy it. Not going to be too harsh on the lads. Yes, we should have probably scored a few more goals, but we got the victory. Who cares? That's all we care about right now, because if we just look up here, FH and KA, the goal difference is too much really to be over. Maybe FH we can catch up in terms of goal difference, but we're not catching KA, so it's really down to points when it comes to trying to get that 4th place spot. But I'm going to head on over to KR's ground, and I'll see you fan folks there in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, we are here outside the Meister Villiers Stadium, which is somewhere beyond that bush, the home of KR for this final game of the season. So I'm going to head on over to the stadium. We'll hopefully see you fine folks in just a second. Okay everyone, it is kick-off time for our second game of today's episode, which hopefully will be a beautiful crescendo on our time here in Iceland. So without further ado, our team hasn't been changed, so we are going to head straight into the dressing room and talk to our assistant. So our assistant thinks we should challenge the team to pick up where they left off. I don't think that's the greatest bit of suggestion, to be honest. Our team didn't really perform in the previous game as far as I'm concerned, but we've been on a... have we? Have we? We're unbeaten, but we've not really performed, have we? We're favourites for a reason. That didn't really go down last time very well. I expect nothing but a win from this match. I expect nothing but a win. Again, good form. Anything about rivals in here? Fans, give them so much to cheer for. Where favourites go, fans to cheer for. I want to pick up weight. Alright, tell you what. I'll give the assistant what he wants. Then go down. Just assistant, why? Why is that what you want? Anyways, Gunnars Hafliarson of the Icelandic Football Daily. Very old and boring and indifferent. Again, very rude. Calling him old and boring, but it's a big day all round. How much do you look forward to taking on your rivals? It's always a tremendous occasion, and the atmosphere is something to behold. Hopefully we can harness the energy and intensity of the day and send the fans home happy. Hopefully I can send you fine folks home happy. So, Chopart is one of the best dribblers in the Premier Division. Do you have a plan to stop him? Yes, we are going to give him a bib. He's a fine player, but we have fine players too. So, not even going to attempt that guy's name, has signed a new contract. Can we expect to see him in the first team on a regular basis? Yeah, sure. We're not going to be here after today's game, so yeah, he's going to play every game. Not quite sure who they're on about, because I don't think we've even played him, but he's going to play every game next season. That's for the new manager to decide. But we have got off to a nice start. 70% possession. But again, lack of highlights. That is a worrying sign. 20 minutes deep. We finally have a highlight. Jack back post. Unfortunately, Johan could not keep the header down. We are going to demand... You know what? A lot of the guys are motivated. I'm not going to mess with that. Just let them be motivated from their own accord. No shouts, not going to demand more, just going to let them settle, let them enjoy the game. Now we are going to demand more. Last 5 minutes. Push them a little bit. No. There we go. Focused up. Only them two from before who were still motivated anyway. And we go into half-time 0-0. They've had 0 shots in the whole of the first half. We've had 10. 0 on target, of course, because 0 shots means 0 on target. We've had 4 out of our 10. 12 fouls to our 7. 2 yellow cards, 3 yellow cards, 41% possession to 59. Now, their best performer was their goalkeeper. He's saved 3 and got 6.7 as a result. Jack has 8 crosses completed and a 6.9. Just correct myself there. 3 saves held by Veloso. Struggling to perform, however, is Chopart. He's got a 6.2 and 2 mistakes. For us is Magnus with a 6.4 and no reason for it. Now, Bryder Blick is currently 3-0 up away to After Elding. Nice solid performance from them. A surprising one here. Paul is currently 2-1 up against FH. They're doing us a great bit of service there, considering they are already relegated. We then have HK, who is chasing up behind us. They are 1-0 away to IBV. KA is having a fun game against the Jana. They're 2-2 at the moment. And Proter is actually holding on very valiantly. They're again also relegated, but 0-0 at home to Valeur, who are of course the champions for the 2nd season running, I believe. So let's head back into the dressing room. He thinks we should try and encourage the team. And you know what? Let's give a bit of passion. We have the fans. Yeah, give the fans something to cheer for. Give them something to cheer for. Johan and runners, they love you guys. The rest of the team, not so much. But those two, they really can't. They really care about you folks. But Bajak, whipping in the corner. Harald can't get onto it, but it is with Gunners. Plays it back out wide to Bajak. Cuts inside nicely to Raw. It's an awful header though. Saved by Veloso. Just gathers it in the air. Veloso though. Goal kick. Hoofs it up only as far as Runners though. Runners plays it back to Pals. Pals tries the ball over the top. Roberts nods it down for Magnus. To Pals. Roberts once more. Out wide to Pals. Pals, nice cross over to Harald. Harald is keeping it just in play. Oh, it's a lovely play by Harald. Gets it across face of goal for Jack. 2-0 in. And we are 1-0 up, folks. That was a lovely effort by Harald to not let the ball just go dead out of play and just whip across in for Bajak to finish. Look at this nice, lovely bit of team play from Harald. So, that puts us up into 4th place. We've finally made it into that European spot, folks. Everybody cherish it, because this team may be going to the European qualifiers, which would be... Okay, FH, you really had to do that to us, didn't you? It's now 3-2. 2-0 up, and it looks like they're going to F it up. That is rather disappointing. Come on, Paul. You are playing rather poor at the moment. So, let's have a look at this. That's a lot of yellow cards. And Magnus isn't on a yellow card, but is having an awful game. This is almost worst case scenario. Yellow card, decent. Performing bad. Yellow card and playing bad. Playing bad. Yellow card, playing bad. Decent game. Yikes. Also, I apologise for that. Menace to society. Making a racket outside in the street. So, who shall we take off? I believe we should probably go... We're going the risky route. We are going to take off the players who are underperforming. And actually, no, I can't. As much as I want to. We are going to go for the guys on cards, because I can just do this. We can go you up, go for the good old 4-2-3-1, which has been rather effective in other teams. So Clement, you can go as an inside forward. We then have Gunners, Johan and Karovic. I'm going to hold on to the last substitute, because I have a bad feeling one of those is probably going to get sent off. So we'll see who it is, and then we'll put someone on, probably a defender, in place of a midfielder or potentially even Harald. But we are getting into the last stages of the game, and it's looking bad. KA is winning their game, FH is winning their game, and we are not moving at all. At least we are getting the top half though. That is of course what the board expected, but I really would have liked to push on to that 4th place spot. Got the team of course into that European qualifying. Roberts though, Roberts has put us further into the lead. 7th goal of the season, assisted by Peter Clements. And to be fair, that was a pretty tidy finish from Roberts. So let's have a little look at this one again. Roberts plays it inside to Magnus. Magnus plays it out wide to Clement. Clement just goes for a shot, deflects to Roberts, and Roberts makes use of it, smashing it into left-hand side of the goal. And a lot of players are getting complacent. Well, they've got 4 minutes of additional time to hold on to. I think we should be fine. I'm getting rather complacent. Unfortunately, the other teams that are slightly above us, not so much. Yeah, that was the complacency setting in, folks. We just went and gifted them a goal back, and now it is all on. They could potentially bring this one level. Unfortunately, Paul is not bringing this one level though. HK has gone level, so that is a good sign for us. KA though, yeah, there's no coming back in that one. They have a nice comfortable 5-2 lead at the moment. So it looks like we are stuck in top half. Not good, not bad. Just pretty meh. We achieved what the board wanted. We achieved what we set out to do. We just did not go above and beyond. But it is with KR, and that is our final highlight here in Iceland, folks. It is KR1, IA2. They had 3 shots in the whole game. We had 24. 2 on target, we had 13. 18 fouls to our 13. 4 yellow cards, 6 yellow cards, 38% possession to our 62. Now, their best performer was Thompson. He had a 7.1 rating and 6 fouls against. For us was Roberts. He got 1 goal and 8.3 rating. Struggling to perform was Jonasson. For them, 5 mistakes and a 6.3 as a result. For us was Waller. He got 6.6 and no reason for it. Now, as you can see, there is quite a few milestones to go through. But IA Robert has ended his goal drought, having gone 965 minutes without scoring. And then the more important one, we're 14 games unbeaten. I'm going to leave this team unbeaten in 14 games. I'm kind of curious to see how quickly the new manager can ruin that performance. But as you can see, player of the match, of course, going to Roberts. And our assistant thinks we should let the team know we appreciate their efforts. This is the last time I'm going to be speaking to them so passionately. A very nice victory, my friends. We are going to get out of this locker room. And here is the table. We finish in 6th place. Nicely 3 points clear of 7th place. Unfortunately, couldn't catch up here. Only 1 point though. Keep that in mind. 1 point between us and 3rd. So if we played a full season, I probably could have challenged for that title, to be honest. But that is it for our time in Iceland. I hope you all enjoyed. Of course, the club gets a nice 4.5k, but I'm getting distracted. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. I hope you all have a lovely night, and I hope to see you in the next episode when we have a new club in Europe. So, without further ado, I hope you have a good night, and goodbye.